Woo! What's going on, guys? Almost Form coming at you guys today with another video. In today's video, I want to talk about some big news that came out on the Detroit Lions front about wide receiver Jameson Williams. Dan Campbell came out and told everybody, told the media, and whoever else was listening, I'm sure everybody was in Lions Nation, that Jameson Williams was not going to be ready for training camp. Now, everybody knows the story of Jameson Williams. Explosive wide receiver out of Alabama, played at Ohio State for a couple of years. Didn't really crack the lineup, was the number 3 guy there, but behind guys like Wilson and Olave. And entered the transfer portal and went to Alabama last year and was an absolute stud. Over 1,500 yards, 15-something touchdowns, 16 touchdowns, whatever he had, and like almost 80 catches, something like that. It was super explosive. Was probably going to be a top 5 pick, guaranteed top 10. Probably one of the fastest guys in the draft. Would have been if his knee didn't, if he didn't tear his ACL. So he tore his ACL in the championship game against Georgia. I believe they were playing Georgia, and he was having a great game, and he ended up, having one of those, turf monster is what they call it, and nobody even touched him. He just came down wrong, tore it ACL. So we go up and we move up and get him 12th overall. We make a move with who else? Minnesota Vikings, a team in our division, and we get him 12th overall. And the talk was that we got the best offensive, probably most explosive, possibly the best offensive player in the draft. That was the talk, arguably. So you can argue that he's one of the best, if not the best, in this draft that we got. Now he's hurt. Okay, he got hurt on January 10th in that national championship game. Did not have his ACL surgery until January 19th. Now this injury, this ACL tear, is a 6 to 9 month injury. Okay, so that means, say it's 6 months, that goes all the way to July. That's the earliest he can probably return. Some say 6 months, some say 7 to 9. It varies on what site you look or who you talk to. So let's just say it is 6. Could be 7, but let's just say it is 6. That puts it, like I said, right in July. So training camp won't probably, he's pretty much, you want him to be ready by July. You're kind of, you're hoping that he's going to be ready. Good chance he's not going to be ready. Now Dan Campbell's telling us he's not going to be ready. Now he's ahead of schedule, and if you listen and you look at some of the things that's going on with Jameson Williams, you see him on Twitter, you see him on just social media, on how he's kind of rehabbing. He's ahead of schedule. He's rehabbing well. He's doing some sprints, doing some just exercises. Doing knee ups. He's doing the chops. He's just trying to get his feet wet again. He's rehabbing. He's not really cutting. He's not full on sprinting, which he is. He's doing a little bit of sprinting though. But he's not full on, he's not cutting, he's not jumping, he's not trying to go up and do anything that's going to put any unnecessary stress on that knee. Now, I tried to tell people this when this first happened, when he got drafted by the Lions, that he was going to miss time. I was told I was ridiculous. I got pretty much, I'm not going to use the word attack, but I got told I didn't know what I was talking about. I'm like, this is not an easy transition. Just be thankful that this isn't a season-ending injury or a career-ending injury like it used to be way back then. Only the last few years have we seen guys come back really early. Guys like Adrian Peterson, but he is abnormal. Okay, he is an abnormal human being. And then Cam Akers came back last year for the LA Rams. Came back early, like 6. I think he came back in 5 to 6 months. Came back early. And played before the playoffs, played like the last. I think he played the last couple weeks of the season in order for him to play in the playoffs, and he played in the playoffs. He wasn't great, but he played. They trusted it enough for him to play. Now, the good thing about Williams is he's not a big guy, so there's not a lot of weight on that knee. Okay? But this is a marathon. This isn't a sprint for this kid. So let's just say he misses some time. He's not going to be ready for training camp, according to Dan Campbell. So he said the first days of training camp. So what does that mean? Is he going to be ready down the line, like maybe a week or so? Could be, right? There's a couple things they could do here. They could put him on the PUP list, okay? They could put him on the physically unable to perform list. And then if they do that before training camp, they can take him off anytime during training camp. But if they don't, and he's on during the season and before week 1 starts, or just as week 1 starts, they don't take him off, he has to miss 6 games. Has to. So that would make him missing games like the Eagles at home. He would miss the Commanders at home. Vikings on the road. Seahawks at home. That's 1, 2, 3, 4. That's 5 games right there. And then we have a bye week in week 6. So then you got to get him going. So basically he's only missing 5 games. Then you got the bye. Then you want him for possible week 7 return, and I believe that's versus the Miami Dolphins, I think. That's versus the Miami Dolphins at home. So another home game. Possibly. Might take him a little bit more to get in game shape. He might have to miss a game or 2. So he could miss 6 to 7 games. He could. Or you put him on the IR and he misses 4 games, right? He misses the Eagles game, the Commanders game, the Vikings game, and the Seahawks game, right? That's 4 there. And then he comes back for week 5 versus the Patriots on the road. So that's another good thing. That's IR. IR has changed too, by the way. IR used to be, I think it used to be 8 weeks, 6 to 8 weeks, I believe. Now it's changed from 6 to 8 to 4. Earlier I thought it was the PUP, but I got corrected, and I appreciate that. I got corrected on social media by my boy. So there's a couple things they could do here. This is not going to be a sprint with this guy. He is part of the future. He's not just a guy they grabbed in the 5th round, late the 6th. It's a guy they went up and gave up draft capital for. A guy that Brad Holmes loved. If you watched Inside the Den, that was on there yesterday. He clearly shows it. On him and Dan Campbell. And they're going to be super cautious with this guy. My take on this whole thing is I had a feeling it was going to happen. I did have a feeling it was going to happen. I had a feeling he was going to probably go on IR and miss like a month of football. You know, that's what I think is going to happen. That's what I think is going to happen. That is my initial feeling. Now, back then when we first drafted him, I was like, okay, he's going to miss a little bit of time. And then I was like, people got so heated with me about it that I backed off, and I was like, okay, man, I'm getting kind of yelled at for this. So I don't mean to upset anybody, but it's just my feelings. This is what I think is going to happen with the kid. I think he's going to miss some time. I got told I didn't know what I was talking about, so I'm like, okay, man, you know what I'm going to do? He's back. I almost talked myself into it that he's coming back. I'm like, he'll be ready. Jameson has said he's going to be ready. Jameson said he wants to play in preseason. That's not happening. You're not going to see him. I think even if he is ready, you're not going to see him playing preseason. So you can get that right out of his head right there. And you can get that right out of any Lions head, any Lions fans' heads. But I think he's going to go on IR and he's going to miss 4 weeks. He's going to miss those first 4 games. He'll be back week 5 against the Patriots on the road against the Dark Force over there. Bill Belichick all those guys over there. You know, the Dark Force, Matt Patricia running that offense. That's a whole other story. But don't get too heated. Don't get too upset about this news, Lions fans. This guy is part of the future. This is a marathon, not a sprint. There's no need to rush him. You got guys like DJ Chark, kind of hold the fort down. Hopefully he stays healthy too. But you're going to see guys, you know, you're going to see guys like probably Quintez Cephas, and you're going to see guys like Trinity Benson on this roster. I think Cephas deserves it anyways, 100%. Just the way he played last year before he went down. I think it was the collarbone he got hurt. Yeah, but you're going to see, it's obviously going to be guys like Chark, Reynolds, Khalif Raymond, Amon-Ra St. Brown. There's your top four. And then I think Cephas is your fifth. And then probably they're going to carry six only because of the injury history that Chark has. So there's a possibility with five. I have a feeling they're going to go six wide receivers going into the season. Because Cephas and Benson are balling right now. But it's in their shorts, you know what I mean? Shorts and helmets. They're not, no one's hitting. But yeah, that's, I think, what's going to happen. So just be thankful that this injury isn't a year to a possible season ending to a possible career ending. It's not like that anymore. It's a 6 to 9 month, 7 to 9 month, whatever you want to, whatever you think it is. It's a 6 to 9 month injury. Basically, that's the figure right there. So if it takes a full 9, man, we're talking October. We're talking October, and it makes sense. It makes sense. So if it's full 9, it's going to be more than 4 or 5 games. It's going to be like 6 games. It'll be like 6 games, and then his return will be like October 19th or 23rd or whatever it is, 19th, I believe. I forget. But I think for sure he's missing 4 games. I think that's going to, I just have a feeling it's going to happen unless he just, you know, becomes ready during training camp. But I think he's going to go on the possibility of a pup. I don't think that's going to really happen, but it's a possibility. I'm thinking IR. I'm really thinking IR, and he's going to miss 4 weeks. And there's no rush on him. So that's it, guys. Talked too long about it. Next time when I try to say something and try to tell people, and just try to like breathe and think about what I'm trying to say. Sometimes I'm right, sometimes I'm wrong. You know what I mean? It's not always about that, but it's not always about gloating. I'm not gloating at all. I'm just saying Lions fans should have been prepared for this. If you're not prepared for it, then you should have been. You really should have been. It seems like some fans are getting on board with it. They realize it. Some don't. And you should have been. You just should have been. But he's part of the future. He is the future of this offense, man. So that's it, guys. It's a long video again. Don't forget to subscribe in the bottom right. Hit that button. Don't forget to hit the notification bell. Get all my videos, and don't forget to like and comment, man. Let's talk about Jameson. We got to take it easy with him. He's got to heal up. He's ahead of schedule. Part of the future. Big time product. Big time wide receiver. Go Lions. One pride. Let's go. Ba-boom. Ba-boom.